I am just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna put my thoughts into word because by putting my thoughts into word, that will mean I will I can keep away from being HCT Group Impact Report 2016 of 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment. My teeth are paining me. I hardly have any teeth left. Whatever I tried. I spend money at the dentist to get something done, but in a situation like mine, there's not much I can do because all I've had from morning is a few dry crackers. Because as soon as I pick myself up, I am pushed back down. I have lots of information online that should tell my story, and I've created stuff that has been taken. So I go back. When I went to Jamaica in the summer of 2009, after I graduated from the Open University, I persevered. One of the reasons I didn't go to my brother Byron, so I had 3 brothers died now in Jamaica, and I've not been to their funeral. I'll tell you about it as I go along. When my first brother died, he was only 37 plus years old. And now is the time to be open and honest because I used to shy away from certain things and don't talk about them because I think they would go away. But I've endured hell. I've endured hell because of my brother and who he was. My brother was one of the kindest, gentlest person you could ever know. But my brother was bisexual. My brother died, he leave children. Part of the reason why I have a bad back, I'm not hiding anything. It's time to get the closet, get the whatever is in the closet, get the skeleton out of the closet. And as Caroline Flack said, once you lift up that rug that's been hiding whatever it's been hidden, then everything exposed. I'm still here. She ended up taking her life. I make the statement that I am better off dead than living the way I am living. And what is my biggest fear is maybe having a stroke or something that's going to render me unable to take care of myself. So I have put my story online. Some of it has been taken. YouTube has hidden things. I've spent money to make videos. They've been taken. I've created social media hub that people would gravitate to. Yeah. So on Facebook, I ended up having 18 pages where I was involved in groups and stuff. One of those, I remember somebody set up a Mervelee Myers group. I don't know who set it up. Luckily for me, I'd written things down. I'm like that. So I have those. Yeah. I am the one who started birthday, whether that person is on Facebook or not. I'd reach out, I'd write birthdays, I write tributes, everything. So until I started my Facebook, Fight for Justice on Facebook, and I took it to Google My Business. I have about 4 accounts. Each time my accounts are set up, they pass through, then they suspended. Yeah. Some of what I have is not free. So when like I'm going to be forbidden to go to social media, That's denying my rights. I'm trying to, in addition to what I have there already, say why I'm sat here from morning, all I have 2 dry crackers. Where I'm at in my life, that I am barricaded in here and people can be coming and going and creating all nuisance, and then stand out there and Tony said he wants to get hold of my phone. When is Tony gonna decide that he's gonna take my phone by whatever means? I have to be looking at all those pictures. And how did I get here? A person who has done so much good. If I haven't done anything else, I made sure take care of my husband. I made the dedication no matter what. When I heard his story, I would never do anything to disrespect my husband. I jokingly say I'm looking at man and blah, blah, blah. I am only joking. It's part of my therapy. I have no feelings for a man. I have no feelings for a man. So if a man is a man or a man is a woman, I have no feelings for a man. Yeah? Least of all is this bloke named Light Parker, what he done to me. Yeah? I haven't been in a sexual relationship for how many years? Because my husband had reached a stage where he was unable to perform. I didn't let that bother me because I was raised a certain way. Yeah? My father was only 62 when he died. My father was sick for over 10 years. Can you imagine the impact on my mother? And when I used to hear people talk about what my mother used to say, my mother never said those things in my hearing. But then once it goes out, I would hear it. Now I understand my mother's dilemma. And one thing is of note, there is love and there is love. Because the man my mother loved after my father, he was not the marrying type. He had another woman. I begged Mars Victor, I said, I will pay for the wedding. In the end, they died and were buried on the same day. And the lady said if she knew my mother's funeral was going to be the time, she would have kept Mars Victor so we could all go to each other's funeral. That's the way I was raised to respect. But to be living like this, the way I'm living, the pain in the few teeth I have left, that's all I have left. One or around here. The upper one, most of them is here. But it's hardly any, whatever. How I end up like this, I don't know. But I'm like this. And I have to defend myself. Yes? And I'll put on record what my family has done to me. I never know God would allow me. I have to ask the question, am I cursed? Yeah? Because from I was small, yeah, I didn't have the happiest of childhood. Nobody abused me. It was the circumstances of my birth with a inherited condition. Once I realized that I had inherited conditions, I made the decision not to have more children. None of my 2 sons were planned. I got pregnant in school. 16-year-old. My son was born when I was 17. I had the other one by the time I was 20. Planning to go, get ready to go to teacher's college, pregnant again. Father said he doesn't believe in abortion. Okay, I'm going to have my child. And for now, these 2 sons that I decided to have to come and treat me the way they are treating me, I am not holding no secret for anybody again. Yeah? I have a bad back. How did I get my bad back? My brother. Yeah? Mix up. That's why I shy away from certain things. And then I have my auntie for major. I don't get involved with in relationships. If I have a man, even my first husband, I decide to walk away and leave that man to somebody else because I don't want to be in the situation where my auntie ended up in for her man and her job, whether I fear man, it was the man was for her first, whatever it was work relationship, man relationship that caused my auntie to be mad. What did that result in? A life of, I must say, torture. Because to be living, I understand my auntie was one of those. In my family, some of my family can pass as white. That's my DNA. I don't have no pure black, nothing pure, whatever. I've done my ancestry, but it can be seen in my family makeup. Because my brother said my sister who died from a fit, she was taller than him. I have my granny must be about 6 foot tall. My granny on my father's side. I have some 6 foot tall cousin. And on my mother's side, my granny is this little woman. Yeah? Whatever is happening to me now, I will not hide anything anymore. Because I don't know how I can have 2 sons that come and take what I have. They come to England for the sole purpose of taking what I have and then hand me over to the authority saying I should take pill. Yeah? So I'm starting because I was hoping to get my sons back. But at this rate I'm going, probably I won't be alive. But I will not be taking them back under their conditions. If any reconciliation, it will be under my condition, under my turn. So I'm going to start. Yeah? Age, from about age, whatever age I am, as I said, I hide nothing because it makes no sense. Yes, I will still have to be sensitive to other people. They are dead and there are people alive, so I'll still be sensitive. But I'm going to put certain things on the table so nobody face what I'm facing. I'm barricaded in here. Yes? I'm in here today. I said, you know what? Dr. Abu sent the video, come, I couldn't get you up on the USB. So he sent me by email. I'm in here. As I said, I haven't eaten from morning. 2 crackers. Because by the time they phoned from the ambulance, I was eating the crackers. Then that's it. I can't eat anymore. I'm in here. The phone rang. It's Catherine from the London Ambulance Service. Now this time Catherine sounds like a black person, the one who called before. I have my crackers in my mouth. But because I want to do my recording, because who can tell me I am not to record and I'm not supposed to be on social media? What about what is there? I says to her, please, I'm eating. Can I finish what I have in my mouth? But I was also starting my laptop, my YouTube. There are times when YouTube block me out, I cannot post. I cannot go live. Like Instagram has blocked me out for 30 days because I found out Mr. Badalu is a scammer. So my money is gone, and now I am getting blocked out for sharing the fact that Mr. Badalu is a scammer. I can never win. So by the time I got the thingy on, and I said, because I want them to chat. Oh, she's calling from the ambulance service. She's Catherine. She's calling. I said, what is so and so? I said, before I know certain information, I will not be giving out sensitive details. How do I know you're calling from the London Ambulance Service? How do I know you're not Mimi or Usu? I agreed to give out certain information, but I too am going to ask questions. I'm on the phone now because I decided, okay, she's genuinely from the ambulance service. But this is not strange to me. This is what they do. Somebody call up, they're concerned about me. Who is it calling? I'm in here on my fucking own. I'm in here on my fucking own. So who is it calling up? They're concerned about me. By the time I'm on the phone now, somebody is out there shouting out for me. So I said to her, can you hold on, please? Yes, when I look through the window, I see that it's an ambulance service. It's a car came. This is what they do. The person is shouting out, shouting. I said, please. I said to the one on I said, listen, somebody, your colleague is out there. Can you hold on the phone? I got up and actually opened my front door. I have my key in my pocket because that's how paranoid I am now. My key is in my pocket. I went and I opened that door, I have my key in my pocket, but I have to put something there to catch it. That's how paranoid I am. And I reached to the door. Yeah? They're shouting out. I said, can you stop? But by the time the police car turned up, so I come back in my house. That time the bitch, Catherine hung up. Yeah? I decided, no. I already see what is happening. So I decided, you know what? I just turn back, close my door and come in. Police come now. Are you going to open door? Da, 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 da. I said, no. I will not open my door. You want to talk to me, you can talk to me through the window. By this time, Colin is out there. They're talking to man from upstairs. A man is in a woman's refuge, doing what they're doing to me. With all that I have out there and what they have stolen and hidden, I don't know. Everybody is whatever. So basically, by the time they finish, because they're trying all tactics, I know how they operate. Oh, they slowly. Oh, are you going to let us in? Oh, are you going to come to the door and talk to us? Oh, are you going to this? Are you going to that? So I make sure I'm recording. Because when I say things, yeah, it's been misconstrued. And I know I don't say certain things. Like when the police called yesterday, when I was doing my auntie's thing. Imagine now tomorrow is my auntie's funeral. They cut the cable, so I was there struggling. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna get things done? Eventually fix and whatever. Now, this is criminal damage. This is criminal damage. When they make malicious report that I do something that I don't do, I have police coming here threatening me if I don't go to court, I'm gonna get charged. You have police stand here. Come, they go and look, they can't find any evidence and they're standing in here. If they find any evidence and have to come back, it will be a different outcome. It's all captured on there. Yes? But when it's me, it's a different kettle of fish. So they out there, they try this tactic, that tactic, because you know what? The thing is, what people must understand, when I call ambulance for help, I don't call out for help until I need it. And sometimes when I call the police, I just call so I get a reference number because they're going to say, what did you do? So I have it because they're not coming. When I call ambulance service to come in here for my physical health, there's no way they're going to take me through that door for anything to do with my mental health. Because once they take you out of the threshold of your house, they have all authority over you. Yeah? Don't let anybody fool you. And that's why today I decided nobody's coming in my house. Fucking stay out there. You want to come in here? Break it down. And if you break down my house and come in here, I'll land you in your ass. Anybody broke down my one door and come in here. Yeah? This is my weapon. If me not invite nobody in here, yeah? If I don't invite anybody in my house, I don't come in here and get going on rascal get. See me, I want hammer here. I'm a stamp, can I get Clarbar come here? I'm a Heidi, because I'm my first husband's cousin, dead and gone Barry. Yeah? Threaten me, and my husband bring it from the house and come here, and I hide it. Don't to when he, before he dead, me have him on record. I say me forget the claw bar, make him go lick Debbie and war hit clad. All when you are dead. Yeah? So me have a hammer in here and me have this. Yes? For me now put on my mouth and go and chat. Now I know why my brother throw acid and boys and go sit in the burns of a New Testament church and God and wait for police. But my brother knew he was dying of AIDS. I stood there the other day when Debbie Gilchrist provoked me. Because my friend said, if you don't put a stop in, it's not going to stop. When she provoked me, my birthday, come in here the 8th and carry on. That upset me. I have plans to celebrate my birthday. I never went to bed till about 4 o'clock or near whatever. Yeah? And I decided that let's see what she's going to do the next day. The next day when she kicked my door, I already have my water ready. Clean water. And I stood, after I threw the water on her, I stood at the door and I thinking, what was my brother thinking when he threw acid on those boys? What? My brother's been dead and gone how many years? And I always say to myself, how could my brother? I'm so skin and bone. I've lost so much body mass that I cross my legs and it's affecting where I cross my legs. It's not I don't tell this. I never used to be out and sweat, but I talk. Where does my trauma come from? Yeah? I wasn't home when it all happened. And my son came here the other day. And that's when I'm hearing that my son was abused after I left him age 16-year-old in Jamaica. When I'm leaving Jamaica, my husband didn't allow me the chance to stay for his graduation. He bought the ticket and said, if me want to lose, me will lose. I explained to my son, I say, I'm getting the opportunity. I'd come for a visit to find out if I could cope with the condition. Everybody was saying over. I said, no, don't live under those circumstances. Everything I do has to be upfront because with my chronic anxiety, I couldn't. When my son told me that he was abused, and I left him age 16, going into 17, graduating from Manning's High School. And luckily, the trauma didn't affect me as. So maybe that was the right time to hear it. But then at the end of the day, how do I feel? That I left my son and he was abused. I don't know how my mental health has become an issue. For me to be here, there was no concern. I haven't troubled anybody. I'm doing what I'm doing. Staying far from Debbie Gilchrist because I realize Debbie Gilchrist will murder me and get away with it. Because what they've done. But there is enough out there that will exonerate me in the end. And you know why I will be exonerated? Go on King's College YouTube 2018 and you will find me Radar CNS. I am the person I'd gone to a funeral the day I went to record because I wasn't the I done 2 years of mental health thing. Anything going, I am up for it. I done 2 years of mental health research. Till the lady said, Mervelee, you could do a podcast. If I had gotten help from then, nobody is helping me. All they do is use me and whatever. I'm reaching out to all these people. Dr. Faith Matcham. So I am the one doing the gadget. You can see my finger. You can see me in my hat. And I'm putting that information out there. Go on any fundraising site. Parkinson's, I used to have my website and my thingy where I write, where other people share my stories. I had 18 Facebook pages covering every topic under the sun, from early years to elderly care. I write about everything. I diagnose mom's dementia. They still sending me job offer for college, all ASDA. College, this, that. I got an offer for people sitting down and saying I never worked and I this. I got a job offer for 46 to 55,000 in 2021. Don't care where I turn. My work is out there. They take my website. They said they're going to pay me money and then I could contribute. They take it. It's out there. Oxy eyes. If I put in my URL, it's the what comes up. Yes? I have my DNS, whatever. Now I'm looking at, I change my thing into whatever. And I don't know how to get free Wi-Fi, how to get, so I get lots of whatever. I don't know. I don't worry about nothing. Try not to worry about anything. Yeah? I'm here. The ambulance and police turn up again. I'm here. I'm in here. People let in and the whatever. And they out of my door how many hours? Yeah? So that's today. So I cuss. Me stay right in here and cuss them out. Yeah? The little dry up white girl. How old is your mother? 65. Huh? And I'm 66. And you come with whatever. So policeman come and ambulance come. So that is today. Somebody phone up concerned about me. I haven't left my house from morning. I don't leave here. I'm barricaded in. I haven't even been in the garden because what is happening? But I decided I'm pulling my curtain because I'm not playing in their hands. And somebody is going to phone up about my health. I don't have a GP because I refuse to take risperidone. I try as best as I can so I don't have to be taking pills because pills is part of my trauma. When I remember the amount of pills, Papa, and me have to clear out. I said that the way I have lost weight, you imagine days you don't eat. As soon as you pick yourself up, and you have Tony coming in here, and you have people can come in whatever, and I can't talk in here. And when police come, they come and join them. Yeah? They can make malicious report and I have to go to court. But today of all day, and I ask God, what is it I have done that you need to curse me? Because I must be cursed. I have nobody to talk to. And you tell me now I'm barred from the place that I created so much and you take it. And if I talk about my story, I'm getting an email about people are concerned about me. But why are you not truly concerned? The amount of things I put out there and they're making money for it and then they hide whatever and whatever. I reach out, I asked, I said, my grandson, he has speech and language delay. My son also had the problem, but I think my grandson is more, there's more. I think he might be on the autism spectrum. There might be attention deficit disorder. I don't have time to put into place. And I'm reaching out. I said, my grandson will be 4 next month. And look for me, I'm reaching out to help. And all they're doing is trying to get me to section me. For what? With my knowledge and my skill base. Don't care where I turn. All they do is use me. I reach out to Tony Seeley. He was the one who trained me in the theater of the oppressed. I reach out. I don't know who else to reach out to. They put me in the book. And then when I said, okay, maybe I can use this to help. No, I can't do it. I don't know where else to turn. Tomorrow is my auntie's funeral. She's the last one left. When I link up back the Kira, Tina, I link up back with Auntie Tillian. I make sure they celebrate her birthday. So when was I doing all these things? And nobody's considering the bereavement I'm going through, the grief I'm going through, dealing with Auntie Tillins. She's the last one of my father's sibling. She was born on the same date as my father. and somebody used that as a barrier to scam me, win some Duncan. And when I hear these judges calling people's name and saying whatever, and that same judge that put civil restraint order on me because I'm trying to get back some of what is mine. I sit down, I write letter for, I have 20 odd letter, nearly 30 letters, and I try to get back compensation. That's right. So I write, they send it back. Now police is gonna say incident. They're investigating incident that happened on the 22nd. But I never reported an incident happening on the 22nd. Yeah? So they take what they want to take. Like they come, what is your name? They have 3 names for me. Okay. I don't know why God cursed me, but I must be cursed. I must be cursed that I have 2 sons. I give everything. I make sure they get the best of everything. And those 2 sons. And when I talk, there's Mimi a whoosop to be sending messages down my phone so it hasn't stopped. I mean, Mimi Owusu is left to be doing that to me. And nobody's doing anything to help me. But I said, and I repeat it, no human being is supposed to be living the way I'm living. It's better God take me and take away this suffering. Imagine, even in prison, I've never been to prison, but I expect they get time out for whatever. They socialize, they this. Me, how many choirs I was on? How many this? I'm the one who is at the baby party, funeral, this, that. Now I'm isolated. Not even somebody to talk to unless I come here. And sometimes YouTube make sure I can't do that. Instagram block me out. Facebook take away, this take away. I'm left with nothing. So who is using or benefiting from all those stories I've written? And my 2 sons abandoned me. How can my 2 sons, if my brothers abandon me, how can you abandon your mother? I sent the other day, I sent message to my brother. I said, I would like to take a break and maybe if I could come and spend a little time with you. I was hoping my auntie would still be alive so I could go and see her. I phoned my brother. Did you see my message? No, he didn't see it yet. And all now, he hasn't said anything. Day turn into night, night turn into day. And God allowed this to happen to me. When I look back from the age of 10 or thereabout, from the age of 10, whatever happened to me, my mother have no control. I resented my mother all my life. I never hate my mother. I just resented my mother. Because I always question whether she was my mother. I had those thoughts. I didn't have anybody to share them with. But I always question. For me, my mother was trying to protect me, but it was just too much. And because she wasn't able to explain, I know my mother loved me, but then there was those questions in my heart, my mind, because of the way she done some of the things. When my brother beat me up, how I have a bad back, my mother said, he has house, so I must come out. And I did go up to my friend, and my mother passed, and my mother didn't come and ask how I was. And I resented her for those things. But I never hate my mother. I made sure she get the best. And to hear my brother, a brother who came here 2 times and then let our little brother set him up against me. On the phone telling my son that he should leave me and come away because I am like my mother, I'm not like my father. And another brother had said, our mother should be our father and our father our mother. My mother never cried. Maybe if she had cried, maybe, I don't know. But she did cry, but she didn't cry, let us see. But she didn't cry, let me see. But she cried, she went and cried and talked to her friend. I wish my mother and I were close so that she could have shared some of what was happening and how we could work it out. But I had to work it out by myself. When I heard my mother's story, I could not believe that a human being could survive such things and the sacrifices my mother made. And the resentment evaporated. And when I said my final goodbye, I spent the last time in Jamaica with my mother. I went for my son's wedding, and when I realized how bad my mother's dementia was, because I'd never experienced dementia firsthand. I heard my mom used to talk about her auntie who used to be in Granger giving away money. And then when everything, tie up everything, I said, you know what? My auntie must have had dementia. My grand auntie must have had dementia, like my mother. And I'm 66 years old and I don't know. When I heard my mother's story and I spent how many weeks in Jamaica, mom 4 weeks. My mom didn't know her only daughter. There were glimpses and the things she said. But she never forget the man she loved after my father. And that is how great love is. That you can forget your only daughter, but the man you love after my father, you never forget her. And that's why I understand. I make jokes. I would never intervene with another person's relationship. I'd rather be the loser because I've seen and heard things. Yeah? I run my joke. I am that type of a person. I'm looking a man. If a man comes my way, but as it is now, it would be very hard for me to trust anybody. And whilst I am here talking, Mimi Owusu is on my phone sending down messages down my phone to clog up my phone. Yeah? Whilst I'm here talking, this is another way, whatever. Yeah? This is another way now. Yeah? To clog up my phone. And I wrote whatever and say what is happening. And nobody will do anything to stop this. So she can have the monopoly. So right now I'm talking here is 19 messages she's sending down my phone to clog up my phone. Or whatever. 19. So these come down and it just clog up my phone. Yeah. I try to get, but it doesn't seem to be because she have my system all in her own way. Yeah. All these things, to clog up my phone. She have her thing set down in her own in the own way. So she can do as she pleases with my phone. And when will she be doing things? Yeah. When she'll be doing something criminal and then I am the one who get charged with it. Because they're telling me they have how many names for me and whatever. Yes? The video is out there, Mimi Awusu. The video you gave me, you was the one who recorded it. The video is out there with you and Liz and Mimi. You and Liz and Lyndon. That's the first only time, and I didn't record it, you record it. So keep on sending things on my phone. There is a God. Yeah? And people who are telling me have something. It's not about that. I know myself and how this thing impact on me. I cooked the other day, I eat 3 times I eat what I cook. So to say have hot drink or whatever, that you're not me. Yeah? I know you mean good, but I'd appreciate if you don't come and write those things here. I explain my situation. So that is only making me look like I am not trying. So I'd appreciate, don't write those comments in my thing. I don't have a GP. Why don't I have a GP? Because you're going to force me to take. I live to be the age I am managing. I wean myself off Valium from I realize the impact it can have on me. I try, I take whenever they said metformin for a period of time to balance or whatever. But I've never been on whatever. I try a holistic approach as much as I can. Even now, I have an eating disorder and all. I'm not on any medication. I have ganja on around my by bush. Even when I peel the orange, I dried it so I can have it to boil tea. That's how I was raised. Too much whatever. I don't need your advice. All you talking about my mental health. I know more about my mental health than anybody else. And my mental health shouldn't be an issue. It's my physical health that is more of an issue. When I see some of the comments, horrible comments people make about me, if I lose the first two teeth when I became pregnant, and looking back on my history now, I said, okay. Because one of my auntie I said she had gestational diabetes. I look at my whole history and I see. Yeah? I was with a bloke who told me he prefer clothe me than feed me. When I say I eat, we are from big family eaters. All of us are big eaters. And when you reach, he says that days I don't eat. I remember going through whatever I started, and it has to go in the bin. Not even cook, I can cook. I'm scared of what I know as depression. Depression take all 4 days out of my life where if I don't write, I write things on. So I write things on pen. So it's part of my therapy. And I remember Gono who used to shut up in his house for months. And when he's coming out, he blow his trumpet. People used to cook food and go put it at the door and he take it and he eat it. At least he can eat, but I can't. I can't do certain functions. Yes? I cannot do certain functions. For a person who learned to cook by the age of 10, I was probably cooking. Yeah? Cook big pot. When you're an only girl? Yeah? I am not putting any pressure on myself. I ain't putting no pressure on myself because I work out a strategy how to help myself. So instead of people thinking, I like how they come here, call an ambulance, come here, said, I am lighting fire in the place. So if you see me sit here, yeah, this is one of my strategy. I need to talk. I have nobody to talk to. I talk to myself. It's recorded. But nobody is going to tell me that if they push me to be having suicidal thoughts, I cannot say I'm having suicidal thoughts. That doesn't say I'm going to act on those suicidal thoughts. And I don't want this to reach a stage where I need to act. I know me more than anybody else. Do I go and hide around whatever? No. First time I used to let the emotions take go whatever. Now I stop because it's been used against me. You are your own expert in your own situation. I am my expert in my situation. Yeah? I remember my auntie was fasting. I don't remember if I've ever been on a fasting. So if eating disorder is fast. My auntie, I was very young. Yeah, yes, James. Cut. And when the engineer come, whatever the palaver happened, and then the police came and behave the way they behave. Yeah? Whatever is happening to me with my eating, I have no control of. It's out of my hand. It's part of what they're using to break me down. It's out of my hands. But then when I look back, it's what they are doing. I never had the problem, but now I'm looking back. Because it's when I get counseling, and I said to the counselor certain things about my mother. And she said if my mother wasn't the way she was, she would not have survived. I thought my mother didn't cry because my mother didn't. I never seen my mother cry. And then that goes back. Because when my brother talked about our sister who died, she was about 6 when she died. I didn't know my sister. She was the second one. And what my brother said, my father was suffering stomach cancer when my sister died. Fits. But what did my grandfather said? My grandfather had a twin who had died. And my grandfather said it was his sister was playing with the with the niece and played with you too hard. That's dopey story and whatever. And I saw it go, but I saw that is how they could explain it. So what my brother said is, so trauma has been in my family for years. And because I'm the one who speak out, they can't accept that. So my brother said his sister was the oldest one. But she was taller than him. And they call her Prinky because she looked like a white picnic. It's in my family. I'm no pure black. I mix up. Yeah? So when my brother said his sister died in my grandfather's arm, he has cancer. So what did my grandfather know? My grandfather know how to leave the dead, my brother with his dead sister to go to church. Go to church to get my mother and my father and my grandmother. And when they came, my brother was only young, but he remember all of this. Yeah? My mother also had the same problem, but I think her thing is she didn't reach as bad as mine. So there were days when my mother wouldn't eat. And then she don't want anything. No want it. And then she'll just come back up days after and say, Ratty, when me dinner? But even when I diagnosed her dementia, they say, she all and cantankerous. It was when I went through the same thing and got counseling, I realized that some of what I am going through, my mother had been through it, but hers was stress. The worries are not taking care of her mother and her husband. My granny and my grandmother and my father died a month apart in 1980. My granny died of a broken heart. They murdered her son. So there's been trauma in my family. Yeah? I not only experienced whatever. When I was pregnant with my first son, my uncle was murdered, chopped up in his yard on a Sunday. Where did I hear the news? Over the radio? So when people talk about social media, whatever, it's over the radio, Clarendon. I'm from Westmoreland. My uncle chop up in his yard on a Sunday morning. Or Sunday, whatever, man, whatever. Over the news, chop up. Man chop him up in his own yard. And the talking was his wife, man. I don't know. So I've been experiencing trauma. Yeah? As far as I'm concerned, my father died when I was a child too. Because 10 years of Parkinson, I saw a man who could balance a broomstick on his finger. So go down to nothing like that. I remember the last day my father came out on the veranda, push his foot over the veranda railing, and my mom said in her prediction, she said, come, my father, come out to get strength to travel. So says my father never come back out of that room again till he died. I had a baby. It was a big room. So my father bed was in there. I had a small bed with my whatever. Bed sore, so I had to come out of the room with the baby. My son born December 22nd of December. My father died the 9th of February. Then March, February, March, my granny died. So we had 2 deaths in the short space of a time. After they brought my uncle's body home to be buried from St. Catherine. Chairman of the co-op, then kill him for him work and everything. I don't know it happened. My granny came out and put talcum powder on her, lift up the cough, put talcum powder on her, went back into her house. She never came back out until she died. I remember all those things and I clarified with my brother. And for me to be living in here like a prisoner, having my door kicked, what they're doing to me, and then calling ambulance and police. And I think about why my brother, I couldn't understand how my brother could throw acid on somebody. But now I understand. When I threw the water on her the other day and I stood up and I said, what was my brother thinking? My brother know he was dying. But I'm not dying, but it's better. It's better I'm dead living like this. The person who I was tomorrow is my auntie's funeral. And I should be having a peace of mind instead. They cut the cable. And then because the guy came and said they cut the cable and I said, let me capture evidence. That's what lead to that. 5 police come here and come behave the way they behave towards me and tell me must go back in my house where I'm safe. The world will know what my brother has done. The world will know. Yeah? One brother beat me up because of Kerry go bring come and hear he say. And if a man and a woman are having a relationship and I don't live near to them, how would I know? It's not no, they're saying things and saying it's me. Yeah? The young lady died the other day. Yeah? I didn't know she had cancer. But she told me at one stage that she almost committed suicide. Because she was to go to America. They let her come from where she was in whatever and they didn't whatever. Your own daughter is her own daughter, I understand. And then know her mother dead, she can give her mother a big funeral and you never make any preparation. The chance was there for you to get your mother out of the situation and take her in America. So I'm not surprised now that my 2 sons have turned against me. But who has caused them? And I look at the pattern. I look at the pattern. And that's why Mimi Owusu can be sending things on my phone. Yeah? Mimi Owusu can be sending things on my phone. After. Now she's on trending on there because the video that I put is she take it and send. That's the only fit photograph I have. Yes, when we went to somewhere that, but it's clear she and her friend Liz. Her back is turned because she always in a raggedy wig. But you hear her voice. So everybody is fighting over my intellectual property. As soon as I am moving forward, yeah, I'm making a whatever on Instagram. And because I was recording what happened with Anthony Badaloo, so I have reference. Instagram block me for 30 days. Say I'm doing something, whatever. Now I talk, Mimi also is still sending something. And Mimi also have that power. And I put in a report and nobody will do anything. As soon as I call her name, she have the power. When she don't come here using aliases, you wake up every day and chose every day and chose peace and happiness. You have a choice to choose peace and happiness. Yes? Because my peace and happiness is to sing, make my little recordings and whatever, and I can't even do that. Yes? So you have a choice. I don't have it. When my door is not being kicked, I have people come in my face recording till our hand touch me. And if it's first time, I flatter her. Yeah? It's not as if the thing is not there. So you have a choice to choose peace and happiness. Do you think I want to choose peace and happiness? My peace and happiness is doing my writing, doing my singing, doing my poetry. But I'm not allowed to do that. And I'm hearing people telling me there's community order, so I'm not supposed to be on social media. And everything I created has been taken. So it's all good and well. You know your situation to choose peace and happiness. Or do I get the chance to choose peace and happiness? I haven't worked in 10, 11 years now. But did I let that bother me? Okay. When you can't talk and the police come and join them. And yes, exactly. Pick sense. It's not so easy to choose peace and happiness, whatever. I haven't worked in coming up 11 years, but did I make that bother me? No. Because I make myself comfortable with the little benefits and whatever my husband. I didn't make that be a problem. I'm not saying you don't care, but you must choose your words, how you do things, and the impact that can have. Because when you write certain things, it's putting more pressure on the person. Yeah? I've been through all of those. I'm coming from a situation where I said, I know you do. There's no doubt about that. Because if you didn't do, you wouldn't be here. But like my mother, you don't know how to express yourself, darling. And these are some of the things I'm trying to make a group get going. Because I wish now I know what I know now. Would have been able to reach my mother more. You see, when I heard about my mother doing certain things, yes, my mother was cantankerous. My mother is like me granny and whatever. I grew up in a situation, my mother chase. Yeah? So anybody who is from the Caribbean, they know. Neighbor, they chase. And my mother put up one pole, and then put up one chimney pan, and then put up one rag, and them something them used to. But at the end of the day, nobody was killing anybody. You express yourself. That is the only way my mother know how to whatever. The intellectual capital, my mother never had it. My mother didn't know how to tell her children that she loved them. But she showed it in her way. What was I able to do? After hearing my mother's story, January, I nearly missed it. I heard my mother's story January. My mother died the 1st of June. When I heard my mom's story and I left Jamaica, come here, I started writing my mother's eulogy. But I am long-winded. So I wrote it, and my son and his wife edit. The same son went abandon me. And his wife is gonna tell me that when she come in my family, she hear that I love one son more than the other. Caring and whatever, because my son was isolated. Yeah, he never talk until when he going to school. Teacher say I must keep him at home. I said no, I'm paying my money. His school, he started talking. So I'm not concerned about the fact that my grandchild is not talking. What I'm concerned about, he has other additional needs that my grandson didn't have. My grandson is disappearing. I work with children who are, yeah, and I'm hearing they don't realize, my grandson don't realize that doo-doo is doo-doo. So you have to, but yet my grandson can go and use the computer, do things that his granny can't do. So he needs early intervention. Yeah? Yeah? No, they have to put me up because There has been no, it's an unlawful injunction. And let me tell you why. Because everybody has pack up my things, change, get address, whatever. And then I sat down and I started to look into the things. There was an oral order. The judge who wanted to keep the two case didn't finish the case. Because when I bring up what was in the impact report, I represented myself at two tribunals, so I know a little law and whatever. Eh? So this is the situation. Yes, she said something, but from beginning, it was an unlawful injunction. So everything was under false premise. Yes? So what they were hoping would I'd walk out, which I'd planned to do, because everybody said, come out, come on, come out. And then I sat down and I look at the pay and I weighed up everything and I look at the arguments and what I have. You made that in everything, every court thing, even when they say I'm not supposed to come to court. So they tried case behind my back, the same district judge Beecham. She tried case behind my back. But yet, I get a written thingy. Have I gotten a written thingy from Justice Beecham? No, because she cannot send a written thingy. What did the solicitor now send something to say something happened? But the actual thing happened on the 20th. So how can you say it happened on the 17th? So that's when I decided, I said no. Yeah? Exactly. Yeah? It is. It is. Exactly. I didn't plan to stay here. Because on the outset, when I meet my husband, he had property. He sold out two of the property and he'll have the rest leave. Yeah? I was invited. But because of my first experience with my first husband, I decided anywhere I am living, I'm responsible for the key. So he actually came here to stay, but he said he doesn't live here, nothing to do with whatever. Yeah? Even when in the end now he said, look how I asked you to come and live with me and you didn't come. Yeah? But I decided. I have so much evidence. Yeah? Why wipe the portal clean and everything? So everything is wiped clean. I was a member of the scrutiny panel. I am on the resident, Housing Ombudsman resident panel. They will never, April, May, yeah? I was supposed to move out from 17th of April. So why haven't they sent anybody? They were using scare tactics. So when Debbie Gilchrist is out there, oh, you're evicted, there is nothing written down. And then she did not finish the case. And the other person who finished the case sent out all of them are involved in it. The council, the police, the NHS. That's why I don't have a GP. They're all involved in it. All of them. Okay. Well, it's not all. When she kicks the door, it doesn't bother me because she's light. It's when the man power it. The man will kick the door and he goes away and he come back another 5 minutes and he kick. Sometimes I lose my voice because I have atypical Parkinsonism. So it affects all whatever. Yeah? When he's leaving in the early hours of the morning to go to work, he slams the door so hard. Those are the little things. Yeah? Those are and even if I call police come first, talk to the neighbors, so it's all of them. It's me alone. Yeah? Their Empress, there's a strategy they use with whatever they're doing. Yeah? There's a strategy that they're using. Yeah? Yeah? It's only one person who is doing that. And I feel it's Mimi Owusu. Because she sent things to my email making all them. Yeah? I have this phone now from my first mobile phone. I have this number. So why all of a sudden is this? I don't think it's Debbie. I don't think she has that skill. No, I don't. It's Mimi Owusu. Exactly. But now she's not only staying up, she comes in my face. If you see some of the video, I posted them out there. And then police is telling me I'm not supposed to be recording. And then she's telling me I am evicted. She can do what she's doing because I am evicted. So if I'm evicted, why am I still here? Yeah? Singing is part of my culture, part of the Equality Act. Belief. I sing for therapy. She said, I'm shouting. Well, when I come here, they used to have all-night party. Yeah? I wrote a song that is on an app. So people to start pick out and pick out. And they said my antisocial behavior started May 2022. Go look online what I have done. I used to work with children with special needs. I used to go out and do advocating. Because of last week, what did I do? I no longer do the hard thingy. I went and I volunteered. The lovely pictures and videos, I was there cheering on everybody. I was like whatever. And yet I got there. And you know what? When I got there, the person who was like supervising, she looks like Debbie and she was acting like Debbie. In the end, you know what I did? I said, you know what? I have been doing Race for Life for after the death of my brother. So maybe about 2009. And I go there. And when they're doing warming up, the woman want me to be standing at the position waiting. And I'm thinking, Lord Jesus. Her name is Debbie and she looked like Debbie. And I just had enough. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this woman frustrate me. So I pack up my things and I go. I left. I'm booked again for the 4th. There's a court case going on the 3rd. They invited me to come to support the person. And I said, yes, those are the things because I'm buried in here. I need a chance to go out. And then when I have certain people are telling me, oh, you must go and look place to live and move from this. I am 66 years old. I'm planning to go home. Yeah? Why should I be uploading or whatever? My pension has come true. I'm getting a freedom pass. My garden is the most beautiful. Yeah, yesterday I went to Peckham. The guy give me saffron or something. I made a recording. Yeah. I said, did I give you chocho last? He said, yes. Those are the things I've been, from I come here, I've been doing gardening. And nobody see those things. So why is I'm following this con? Why is Empress saying James is a yes man now? Let's talk. What is James a yes man to? Now you need to write. Why do you say James is a yes man? Why? Let me show you something, yeah? How these people are tricky. My number, my thing being used is not first, yeah? I work with London Early Years Foundation for years. I have had DBS. So I stopped one job. So in a short space of time, I have all 2-3 DBS because I left from whatever. With each organization, they don't use the other organization. You have to apply for a new one. Yeah? So although when I done volunteering with Resources for Autism, I have my DBS for my leave, but yet I have to get a different one for Resources for Autism. They don't carry over. No. But yet, when Leaf plan to do their tricks now, they let my DBS run out, although I gave them the whatever. And then you know what they did? Applied online, use my details, and applied for DBS online. So it came through after I stopped working. So it actually came to me. So I know these things do happen. So what Mimi is doing is what they do. Leaf use my apply for online DBS using my information. They know their ways how to do it. And Mimi is a con artist. She use male and female whatever. She doesn't work. She set up an Empire Black Awards based on her criminal activity. I would not be surprised if there's a young man she tell me she look after. If she don't get Dominic's section so she can be getting money off him. The way she used to talk about Dominic and blah, blah, blah and whatever. Yeah? Mimi Owusu look solicitor for the to get power of attorney. Is Mimi Owusu. April, May, June, July. By July, she had me convinced. April, May, June, July. She had me convinced that she's such a decent person that me not having anybody, I even put her name down to be power of attorney. But she never take it up. Can you imagine? Then she was telling me I mustn't put Trevor because Trevor, everything she's whatever, it's in the how many page letter. Yeah? So because I get abandoned by my family, everybody come. Who could tell me that Anthony Badaloo would turn out to be whatever? Debbie Gilchrist not only stay up on now she's in my face. And it's all out there. And then she's telling me I am evicted. So who give them right? They make malicious report. I have to go to court and go for interview. They say that was a criminal damage. And so it seemed when the police came in, because I called, I said the police need to come here now. Before I went back, because my phone was giving problems, so I didn't have charge. It was whatever. By the time I called and before I get outside, the police were here talking to the neighbor. And it seemed as if I don't know what it is. The young man who was engaging with me now stopped talking. And then go and tell me, are you recording me? I don't want to be. But I had already had engagement with him. They are out there. Why is nobody seeing them? And then when I said to the police officer, I said she assaulted me and verbally abused me in here. Did I capture it on the camera? I said, I don't know. I must search the camera if I had captured it. You imagine a person is being attacked physically and verbally, and I suffer with chronic anxiety and all that. And now you're going to ask me, I must go search my phone now to find. And then another one is telling me I'm not supposed to be recording because I have a community order. So they stitch you up. Look the amount of things I do. Yeah? Okay. Can you see? Those are out there because even when she installed camera and things start to happen, the BT engineer came here. He said whoever is doing whatever inside there has to be captured on their singing. But when they come, they're looking for evidence that I'm doing something wrong. Yeah? Okay. It's only sensible person like you I can rely on. Because I said if it was first time, I flat her. The other day, her finger actually brushed mine. I can't stop her from talking upstairs. Can I? No. And you can see some of the video. But she actually came downstairs in my face and telling me because I have been evicted, I am not supposed to be doing it. So she can, because of whatever. Where is the eviction order? District Judge Beecham will never sign an eviction order. And as for the other one, I found a letter here with his name where he take out a civil restraint order because I am trying to get back what's mine. Okay. I'm glad people are, because first time I got advice. Because if it was first time, I would be shouting on. But people are saying now you need to. So you get the evidence. You can see it now. It's a different me. But still, I'm not going to stay quiet. She was actually, what is she doing downstairs? And the thing she said, she said, I said she cut the cable. I did not say anything like that. Okay. Because it's a new me. It's a new me. Yes? Because all along, my friend keeps saying, until you do something, she's not going to stop. So that's why I surprised her the other day. But I didn't do anything. It's clean water from the tap. Yeah? Clean water from the tap. But then after I throw it at her, because she didn't know what was coming, I wait until she kicked the door and turn her back, and I land her the water. Yeah? And police is going to come here to tell me whatever. What is your name? Oh, they had 3 names. So I make sure instead of me telling them and whatever, I come and take the paper with the police thing on it and I showed it to them. Yeah? The other Asian one now is going to, oh, if you don't tell her whatever. So by this time I got frustrated. I put the paper in his face. I said, this is my fucking name. No. What he said? I swear at him. But in my book, I said, I swear for therapy. Yeah? It's all good and well because I never understand my mother's situation until you actually look at it. You know, I discovered that my mom was traumatized. She lost part of her left finger, thumb. And it was whilst I was I take photograph. She called me all sorts. All sorts. But that is their plot. Yeah? That is their plot. But the thing is, none of what she does, she says she don't do it. I am a liar. And then she have all of them other people join her. And then the police is going to come and tell me, I must stop whatever. Go back in where you're safe. So what are they saying? I'm glad you was taking it in. Maybe you can help people to understand. Then later in the day, yesterday now, I had to go out because I need to go and see the guy who is helping me to put some videos together. So my door was kicked and barricaded in here. But I have to go out and I need to go out. So I make sure I call and I said, listen, I'm not expecting you to come here, but I need to go out. I need to have something on record just in case anything happens. You know what the person is telling me? He don't think I should go out. I should stay in my house where I'm safe. Five police officers. Huh? Anybody can see it. YouTube has hidden a lot of my videos. Yes? Facebook has taken my account. This take my account. That take my account. Yeah? The video on there is trending with Mimi Owusu. Is nobody seeing those things? But yet they're gonna tell me must supply them with video if me have whatever and whatever. And you're putting on record that I reported some and nothing happened on the 22nd because I said to them, send the thingy down the phone so I can, instead of having things on little, this is not there because they said they can't do it, but I have this here. Yeah? So instead of doing whatever, and you want me to make statement on there, oh, so you said you don't this and you don't that. And you're going to mention about, you said about your, it's nothing to do with you. Yeah? But rudest of all was the Asian one. I said to him, Mark Rowley signed my book at the launch of a new mother. I don't care. And because I'm so frustrated, and that's tame. So I push it up in his face. I said, see my fucking name there. Okay, I'm going. You swear at me. Who taking over? Eh? I came here and I even used to say, when I came here, they said Burmans is a racist area, but I've never experienced racism. But little did I wasn't the subtle little things that whatever Debbie used to do. Because even her bloke was so very, when me and Debbie had disagreement, he would say, are you okay? But even Black Debbie turned against me. Debbie have about 500 pounds for me. And I asked myself if I'm cursed. Tomorrow my auntie's funeral. And I should be having some semblance of whatever. Debbie Gilchrist said when I was shouting, that's why she came. And she claimed I was taking her number plate because I'm recording. So she stood up there. But she could have stayed up there and chat all she want. She came down, and as you can see in my face, and it's not the first time. Okay. The person who I was, even if I'm what they say I have mental problem, which I don't see it, apart from my depression and my chronic anxiety, which is not a secret, and how I manage it. But how can my family and the two sons I make sacrifice? They can't say anything about who their mother was. Something has to be wrong. But if I'm dead, I will be exonerated. And the world will see. And that's why I'm staying strong. What do you want him to say? That he would come and tear Debbie Gilchrist apart? Yeah? You know, Empress, I don't understand your reasoning sometimes. I don't think James has to say anything other than, oh, okay, you're an officer. Okay. I've had some lovely workings over the years. I'm actually have a photograph where I'm sitting on a police bike. All right, put it like this. The bloke who came is the engineer who came. He came and he called me to say the thingy was cut. We were having a conversation. I said, I need to take picture. He even laughed. And as soon as the police, I was in here when the police came. It's like, I got back out there. It was a police said to me that he said he wasn't going to make any comment. And I can't, and from then, so did something wrong? Was something wrong? I don't know. All of a sudden, his demeanor changed till he tell me, are you recording me? I don't want to be on your record. Yeah? I know I will. With support here like yours, I know I will. But it's hard when I look like I hardly have any teeth left. And I look through the times when, because of diabetes, what you have to consider, I'm not getting any younger and I have underlying conditions. My mental health is not an issue. It's an issue to them because they can't get their way. Yeah? With my singing and my acting, I posted something here on Instagram. People might think they are new. They are old pictures. Because as I said, I'm in here and I'm saying, oh, I have to strip down a hot. I make sure I'm decent. Yeah? And people are raving. So you imagine if I have the momentum to whatever. If I get somebody to do me some nice shots, professional thingy, I go into my own older mature modeling. I have so much. I have my singing. I got some things come back. Yeah? You know, from when I'm on here and I'm saying I would like to set up a little group with if some female or whatever. Some of these people revel in my thingy, because with Mimi so I found that video now. I wasn't the one who she made the video. It's in 2 parts, so I don't know if I'll find the other part. I never knew I would live to be 60 and healthy because of my DNA and what happened, my father and everything. Yeah? And to be this age. The other day, Bird Legs came and bought me my bottle of Jerry. And when I'm in the garden or I'm whatever, I'm doing my exercise, I'm still fit and flexible. Yeah? And to be going through this, as soon as I pick myself up, you knock me down. So if food not going into my body, it's not something I chose, then my brain won't be functioning. Yeah? But to have my family abandon me to this. My brother was on the phone when I had to barricade myself in here. I asked my brother, I said, please, can you do something to say you are? He said he's not doing it. Yeah? When I tell people I'm 66, they don't believe me. They say, no, you're not 66. By some miracle, God is keeping me. I'm not on any medication for nothing. Yeah? Exactly. Maybe you should explain the tough love that you give. Is your experience of, are you the one who said your neighbor is doing what? Is your experience of causing you to because a lot of people have removed away from me because they cannot afford to be associated with me. When I stopped working, I decided, you know what? My brother said, resign. When I resigned the first time, he said, I shoot myself in my foot. I should have stayed. This time, he's the one because I was hanging on. He said, resign and go look after, which I did. So I was not in any need. They're giving me benefits. I'm to go do capability assessment, whatever. But I know people who would not talk because they have a job, they need their job for their mortgage. So I'm wondering if what happened to the bloke out there. Because I have a few of him even laughing. And then all of a sudden the police came and he clammed up and telling me he doesn't want. Are you recording me? Why are you recording me? I'm going to be writing a report. You'll get the report. No, I don't get any report. Because I've been calling here and calling there. I'm fed up. Yeah? My number was not an issue. It's 20 odd years I have that same number. Till all of a sudden, me also. Yeah? April, May, June, July. She got in my confidence. That's why I know now scammers know the workings of each other. She got into my confidence. I had so much belief in her. I gave her £600. Gave. For her business. And as soon as I mentioned something, she put. So she has a method. Because she can't be there, whatever. She must have a method that she has something set up that as soon as her name is mentioned, something comes. I don't know. There was a time where I tell you these people are crafty. There was a time when if I leave out of my house, I cannot use my phone. Especially when I go down that side near to Bird in the Bush. And I think that had to do with my former employers. Debbie Gilchrist do not have the skill to be doing what this is. Debbie Gilchrist can't even spell liar. Yeah? So I do not appreciate your tough love. You can take your tough love somewhere else. I have enough soft love and tough love for myself. Yeah? So I don't need your tough love. I'm being honest and upfront. Yeah? Other day somebody write on Instagram, what do you feel about the whatever LBGT, whatever come? None of my business. But I can give an opinion because people are people. I found yesterday or today, I found a picture of Peter Tatchell. Peter Tatchell was a gay rights, whatever. Everybody have to live their life based on whatever. I don't make anybody. And I'm not going to add on to anybody or take off to anybody. People are people, and that's how I see them. I live a certain lifestyle, and I don't expect anybody to cross my boundaries. At the same time, I'm not crossing anybody's boundary. And because I have a brother, at the time, before he left Jamaica, I didn't know. Because when they started laboring Batman, I love my brother. We were the closest in age. He was my whatever. I had no knowledge that he was bisexual. I had to come to the agreement, acceptance that my brother was. So that was one of the things that caused the friction too. Because like everybody else, they turned against my brother. So it was like me and even his own family turned against him. But I didn't know. It was only after he left Jamaica. He went to America. And then I started to look at certain things and certain patterns. And I said, okay. But that doesn't say I love my brother any less. And I tried to find out if he had break any laws, and I can't find it in terms of underage. I don't know. So I am assuming because It hasn't been presented to me that he was involving anybody that would break the law. But yes, he went to America and he came back. And when he came back, he just came back enough time. He accompanied me to the airport. But my brother is one of the most sensitive person you will ever find, yeah? And whilst I am here, my brother will make sure he writes me to keep in touch. That's not the type of brother he was. He was a counselor for the friendship division. So we have all sorts, yeah? And then that's when I know, yes, this thing is real. A man can love a man and a woman. I hope I don't get a man where I'm going to be having to compete with a man for his love. But it's all what we have to understand, that people are people. So I learned from my own brother. The fact that my brother was bisexual did not make me love him any less. I would probably love him less if I found out that he broke the law in getting involved in his whatever. But I have the evidence has not been. I don't say he hasn't done it, but it has not been presented to me. Yes, and that's why I hate pedophiles. And if my brother was a pedophile, I would love him less. But I haven't seen any evidence. So now it's time to talk. Yeah? Yeah. Everybody, even his own family turned against him. So in the end, I left Jamaica. He went back to Jamaica because he didn't get his paperwork. Yeah. My brother used to, I have been writing from, I said my father took sick. But my brother had his hands in a lot of things. But I used to do the writing for him. My brother didn't go to, people think my brother went to high school. He didn't go to more than primary. But we have certain skills that's inherent in us. Yeah? And let me tell you one thing. My brother is very clever. I was very clever. I saw a letter that somebody wrote my brother. People use ways and means to cover up, to say safe and wooden. I read the letter. And my brother changed the I to E. So you reading that letter now, you think that letter was written by a woman, Jim, but it was actually Jim. And those words, that's why I understand certain things about relationships. Yeah. This is based on my experience of my brother. Yeah. When I read that letter, yeah, from a man to another man, yeah, so that's what we need to understand. When I read the letter from one man to another man and the expressions of love in that letter, yeah, because by the time, in the end, after my brother left Jamaica, yeah, because I stuck to him with the last, because I didn't know. And even if I did know, I don't think I would treat him much differently. That's who I am. He's my brother, yeah, but I did not know that he was bisexual. Yes, did not. But when he left Jamaica, I had to come to terms because somebody who was in the group said yes, because he had that approach him. And would you know, there are a lot of people living double lives. That's why I said I would not want to be competing, to be in a relationship where that man loves another man, but he's also capable of loving me. I have not encountered it, and age 66, I have no feelings for man. And woman, for that matter, I'm not that way inclined. I have absolutely no feelings for man based on some of the treatment that I've had and whatever. Yeah? But I would not want to be in a situation where I'm with a man who is able to love me and love another man. It's simple. So that's why, because of my own personal experience, in the end, some of those same people who were around the groups and whatever, yeah. Some of them have never been married. Some of them have never had children, blah, blah, blah. But yes. But the thing about it, my brother was capable of loving a man and a woman, and he had 2 daughters. What they know about his situation, I don't know. But then again, my brother was smart. I hope so too. I'm not a lonely person. And at the moment, all I need is friendship. Somebody, somewhere we can go out together, and then maybe it go from there. But I'm not 100% bothered. I am who I am. I love to run jokes, and I have a dirty mind. And that's what people take and think when I say, oh, I'm looking at a Rastaman and blah, blah, blah. They have some of them, they catch up on your thing, you know. They have nothing to say. They have nothing productive to do, but they come cuss you out, and you have issues with your whatever. Yeah? I'm learning to live the cowgirl life and be on my own. Yeah? And be contented. The only thing is, I'm not a person, because I have dyslexia, so I can come out this house and don't remember how I do. Yesterday I'm in Peckham. So Peckham is whatever. But by the time I come out, I lose orientation. So sometimes I'm supposed to be going this side of the road, and I'm heading that way. That can be a problem. You see a person like that, you can be wondering. And with my situation, it's no mean feat. So people don't know how I manage to live my life, whatever. Yeah? And for Debbie, and strangely enough, when I came here, my neighbor Tess said to me how she treated the other neighbor. So it seemed as if it's something she does. I don't know if the other neighbor was black, white, or whatever, but obviously she got away with it. There, I do not have everything, and I have paperwork. That's why I'm a hoarder to some extent. If you go through the court system, you will see what they've done. So now, why don't I have a GP? Yeah? So it's doing everything to break me. Yeah? So I am hoping against hope that I don't encounter anything. I'm left to live my life. But I have decided I am going down fighting. And if Debbie Gilchrist do anything again, like what she done, I'm not going to take it lying down. And when they come and kick my door, and when I call and do you know if the door is damaged? So what? Am I going to open that door to go look if somebody door is damaged when you're kicking it? For then you say I attack you? Because if I'm behind closed door and I'm going to open, you have every right to say whatever. Kick it down and come in here then. But there will be a time and you get a surprise, like the water. It's just so much a person can take. All I had from money is about 2 crackers. Because by the time the phone call come, yeah? My life revolved. There was a time when I'd be scared to go to bed. And then I go to bed, I can't come out of bed. Because I have from a person who was in 3 choirs. every function, every this, I'm there representing to. The last place I used to go to, the drumming, they kicked me out. Why? Because I realized my former employers, which is, yes, pedophile rings, whatever you want to call it, men in child care. I did a voice of a child and to discover certain things. And then people are going to ask you, how do you know? I know because I have to come to terms with my brother's sexual and the subtle way things my brother do to keep things away. It was after I came here now and he actually my brother had admitted to me. Was the bloke's name Herbie Wheatle or something like that? My brother admitted to me he loved that boy. He loved that man. So I know for a fact a man can love a man and a woman because it happened to my brother, my special favorite brother. My brother was capable of love a man and a woman. Oh yes. I can't love a woman that way. And it's not any man I can have relationship with. There are some men it's just platonic. My first husband, 28, 2 days ago, he was 94. He's still living in Jamaica. After everything he said, and we reconciled. Invited me here for a meal, have a picture with him. Out on the street, I see him on the bus, I call him down, him and my husband sit side by side. And me take picture of them, my husband to the face. But that's me. From I was very young, certain boys, I'm not having anything to do with them. That's it. I am programmed a certain way. And that's why I'm using because my brother's been then gone now how many years? But I think it's time I use his story in a sensitive way. Because I don't know what my brother struggled with. Was he happy living a double life? I don't know. At the time, I wasn't that versed to be able to question him. And I wish I had a conversation with my mom to understand how the fact that she lost part of her tongue. Because it was when I was looking at pictures and I see Mama is always hiding the finger. So I saw it in the black and white and my picture. So she was sensitive. And my mom lived her life regretting the things that she did not have. Because her grandparents were land barons. And her father walked away with her twin sister, left everything. When I found out who some of my family were, I was like in shock. Really? My mother used to, cousin this, and me and my brothers used to say, no, it don't reach us. But she was. My mother and Reverend Rose Hudson Wilkin grandmother, our family. When I found out who she was, it took me years before I told her. And I wrote to her and I said, can you mediate between me and the Housing Association? Because that's where I met her. And she said, no. So then what about my Christian faith? My Christian faith, that was damaged from the time my father was stricken with the Parkinson's. So it's more damage. Who do I believe in? So do you see why I am now straying towards the Rastafari thingy? Because I find more substance in their thingy. And you see, because when I called everybody and nobody answered, and the only person who answered was Dr. Abu. I met Abu at used to meet him. First I meet him at Rastafari Bird Legs. And then I used to go on to events where he was because he's an activist. But it's not that. And yes, he did do a recording for me. And out of the blue, I said, it's God, wrote that out. Nobody answered the phone except him. And I said to him, if I don't get help, I'm going to die. And he gave me certain instruction. And I woke up the next morning and a video was ready. So it's got to be some commitment that a person would sit up all night to make sure you have something. And I have people who take my money like Anthony Badaloo, Mimi Owusu who take my money, my own family. And my sons cannot write something to say my mother is this and make a other day I'm here and I call out, the only person who responded was my second son's father. Yeah? And my sons can't say their mother was there. But yet they can come and take whatever and whatever. No, I don't need them in my life. If they're coming back in my life, is on my own turn. Yeah? I try to set up online something. Not so much for the money, but for whatever. Yeah? Yeah? Who could have believed? So yes, in the end, what did my son's father do? He said, oh, he didn't even, he's supposed to do a hip replacement. I don't know if he's done it, but he's in excruciating pain. Yeah? So what did he do? He took a picture because my grandson, he was the valedictorian. So after mom's funeral, attended his graduation from primary to high school. He got a scholarship to Monroe College. So there's a picture of Ed Bartlett, tourism minister. And those are the people I'm in whatever it. So how did I reach here? And my son and my grandson. And he wrote, because I send those things to him, things like that. And he wrote, I am Alvary Michael Legister, retired warrant officer, class 2 OD, the Jamaica Defense Force. I am writing to introduce Mervelee Myers Tomlinson, a former infant school teacher from Townhead District in Westmoreland, Jamaica. Mervelee is the mother of my son Valdin Legister and Valdin's elder brother Kevin Murray. Her two sons were raised by her to become leaders in their communities, with Kevin serving his community as elected JLP councillor and Valdin as vice principal of the Charlie Mount High School in Livingston, Jamaica. Mervelee migrated to England, where she have been living since she left Jamaica. She has survived 2 husbands and is now living as a widow in England. And you tell me, if each person can put something like that together, they can't. And my brother, who was behind on the phone for over an hour when I had to barricade myself in a Christmas Eve 2020, said no. But then I start to look down at my brother and what he has done and the trauma. But it seems that trauma has caused my brother to hate me. And the other day now he might come ask me how much I'm getting for my pension. So now he wants to complain my pension. How I spend my pension. Eh? Haters. Bad mind and grudgeful. My brother said I cannot go in the house in Jamaica. Well, when me go down, they make me take me out of it. Your own family. I live through where I see family tear apart for land and something. Eh? I buy land in Jamaica, you know. And my son put me near my bottom, you know. Now the wife left him and gone and take picnic. My son was one of those, like my father. One woman. My son married when he's 19. From I leave Jamaica, they take him over. And now in my primary life, what woman take gone. So he did give the woman all of the money. Because my grandson must say he want to be doctor and all that. And I'm living through all of this. And what they've done to me. And I have Mimi Owusu who done all this thing to me. And nobody's seen. So you now coming now to come do a section me. Yeah. Don't know why the phone is yeah. So all right. She sit down as so seem as if she has some mechanism set up on my phone that as soon as I mention her name, something come true. Let she stay. There's a God. Yeah? Don't know why this phone it go way down before it charge before it come up. I don't know. Yeah? If each person can write something like that, you tell me now, you can make something and put up my storyboard? It's me one pondering on. And you now hear people come and say, I mustn't say it and I mustn't say that. Hmm? People have phone, say business phone or whatever. So why is she sending all these things down my phone? And she will be there, yeah, as soon as I mention. So it's like she has something thing that as soon as I mention. And she sit there and she spam meeting all these things and telling people what April, May, June, July. Then she start playing Tron. And she write 12-page witness statement detailing all that she has. Let them come and take me out. Yeah? Let them come and take me out. And writing me letter about it was ordered on the 17th. There was no order on the 17th. Yeah? And what was the civil restraint order from the district? How come they all have time? They said they don't have time to look about your thingy. But yet when one pull out, one is there to take over. God is going to keep me. I only ask God, don't let me sick and have to be reliant on anybody. Because that would really break me after witnessing my grandfather and my grandmother and my father dying a month apart. Yeah? But I don't deserve what is happening. But who am I to decide what I deserve? But I know, yeah, the next time Debbie Gilchrist come in my face, she's not going to get away with it. The next time she come in my face, she will not get away with it. I've had enough. I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. All I'm doing is try keep alive. But how long? I feel the pain in my whatever. I try. Yeah? I try to the oral hygiene and everything because I don't want to lose any more. But when I see some people make some comments about gingivitis and go brush your teeth and they wouldn't know. I've had times when my face swell up like this. Diabetes. And I said, you know what? God is really merciful. From December, I don't have a GP. Kicked out of 3 GP service. Why? I can do without people who are going to treat me like my sons and whatever. Yeah? As I keep saying, I don't know. I call it meeting of the minds. Stay there, me also. I call it meeting of the minds. Because I found that picture with me. I had to put it out there. And I say, how much is... We're at a function together. And I'm going around taking pictures of people. And that picture of me and him is stand out. It's like, oh my God. How many years later here we are? Yeah? I don't want people to get it wrong. Because I make jokes and then I realize, oh my God, I don't even know how my jokes impacting on other people. So I have a need to tell people I love them and to love people because that's how I am. Yeah? But then I went back and I look at it and I said, okay, I need to clarify things. Because if it wasn't for Dr. Abu, I wouldn't be here. Probably. Because I remember saying to him, if I don't get help, I'm going to die. And I keep looking and thinking, how? And I keep asking God, don't let me wake up. So if he hadn't intervened, probably. So there's got to be a reason why things happen. Yeah? He's a family man. And I don't intervene in other people's relationship. That would be wicked of me. I don't have a people are, oh, you need to go out and look where you're going. You want to live because you can't live here. Why should I let anybody run me out of here? Huh? 66-year-old. I said I'd be walking on one side of the street. I supposed to be going down that, and I'm going that side. I lose what? Can you imagine up in stick to new era and whatever? Let them talk. Anytime me leave here, is Jamaica me going. Face of Windrush 70, all that I've done. Yeah? Let them whatever. Let them come and take me out here. I am outside. Luckily, I put my keys in my pocket. And I put my shoes at the door. And I put the latch on. And Joe Hooper put his hand in here and take off the latch and move my shoes. And lock my door. What if I never had my keys? What was I going to do? She came out. Started jump. Do you have your key? Do you have your key? Huh? Isn't that premeditated? That was the 5th of May. And then the 9th, I've been calling the police well, I know if there was any incident, it would have been recorded. I would have something. And now you're saying something happened and you need report and witness statement and blah, blah, blah. And I don't even have anything. Where am I going to get it from? So that idiot police boy, all of them, some of them must be pedophile or rapists or racist. But yet I have good relationship. But all of this is down to Mark Rowley. So next time Debbie Gilchrist come in my face, I will retaliate. I'm keeping out of her way. I barricade myself in here. But next time, because she's getting brazen. Every day I'm thinking, going forward, I buy my stuff, I have my little thing. I said, my story time. The garden is coming up. I said, oh, I'll do a little garden center. Everything is body is talking of green space and whatever. Huh? And this is what I do all the time. Publishing Nursery World, this, that, and all of a sudden, since May 2022, I started showing these antisocial behavior. So what happened? Who planned my husband's party and do all those things? Who was looking after him? Huh? And I asked myself if I'm cursed. That Debbie Gilchrist of all person can get away and have the whole street and police and everybody. Me call police and police come and they're over there with them. And then what they said to the man, why he climb up. It's hard not having anybody to talk to. Living like this phone keep overheating. I don't know what. Keep overheating. The charge go way down it go. Don't know what's happening with this phone. She not only the woman not only messing with my thingy, she messing with me. You tell me that people don't have a conscience? What you do to me also? So you and me also get away. Let me see. What is this? Obey a man or obey a woman can't do nobody nothing. Yeah? She want me go her yard with my stamp club and go knock out her marrow. No obey a man, no obey a man. Them go do and name half me money like a scam of them. She want me go down her yard. Yeah? When me attack me, I feel look for me house. So I set up name and I come. You have to go a yard with the master club and lick out her tomorrow. Whether she a man or a woman, for she always wear a shaggy wig. See the on the video there. And she did take care of me. I don't know what is happening to this phone. Yeah? 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 She sit down there and she do all these foolishness. The amount of places me go. The amount of places me go storm this. Yeah? From me, I set up and I said to my family, I said we can get together as a group and do singing. We are good at that. Nobody did everything me got. And me used to run, me have one group named My Jamaica Fight for Justice, 200 and add followers and whatever, to know where. It's like me I start over. Everything gone. There is a God. I have to question God. That there's a God that can allow me to live 11 years after I wrote to Dillis Ipton. I'm depressed and dying slowly of torture. And I surpassed everything. I surpassed everything. I had a one page on Facebook, my mental health, whatever. Yeah? In my books, I contributed to Daily Express, everything to do whatever. I was a participant in mental health research. And now you're going to use my mental health, stop me from having an NHS GP, and now using mental health? Eh? You want to know where I've been? I repeat, go look on London, King's College London, Radar CNS. You see me there. That was after I done 2 years of counseling. Yes? Dr. Faith Matcham. Yeah? The NHS is part of the problem because they're covering up what they've done. So the first nervous breakdown I had working at Mapata House Day Nursery. They closed it down now here. So I started getting my pension at 60. And then they neglected my husband and Byron Ward. I got 700K views. So now that's why I'm without. Yeah? But there is a God, a mighty God. I got done sessions at the Maudsley, everything, everywhere. I'm there. Yes? So it's they're pushing me. Yeah? They said they're pushing me, but there's a God and everything is recorded in the long book of life or whatever book of life. My story didn't just start here. It started when my brother died of colon cancer. And then there were other things, unison, all of them. So if I die, my history is there. And I'm not dying by my own hand. It's just this suffering. Yeah? I am entitled to NHS care. Yes? I am entitled to NHS care. I work in the NHS. So NHS shouldn't have power to come kick me out. 11 years me don't work. So me must go take the little pension when me go buy food. When me can't food for go give somebody. No, I ain't doing it. And them hurrying and coming here come talk about mental health and whatever. Let the NHS sort it out. I ain't paying for no private. I don't have money to pay for private. I'm entitled to whatever. They begin, Chris can be jumping up. Oh, doing this and doing that. Everything is on record. The next time she coming on my face, me make sure I post the things up here. The next time she coming on my face, then they might call the police and the ambulance. So the ambulance are going to come pick her up and the police pick me up. And when me do what me do, make police come pick me up. I'm not paying. I don't have money to pay for nothing private. I'm entitled to this, my entitlement. Next time Debbie Gilchrist coming on my face, you're going to see what's going to happen. It's either me dead or she dead. But somebody I got dead. As a matter of fact, I don't know what's happening with this one. I'll make my name go change this phone. Me can't operate with this phone like this. Need it to change. Something wrong with this phone. You can't all I charge go anywhere. There's a criminal by the name of Mimi also can take set up on my phone and nobody doing nothing. And when Debbie Gilchrist do what she will do. Yeah? See somebody who sensible see in my face. The two son then come here. My brother tell them so they not feel left what money, me not feel love me with none of that money, they feel take it. And then take it and gone about them business. Yeah? But there is a God. And what goes around comes around. Something wrong with this phone. Not right at all. I'll ask when him to carry back and get another one. Me can't operate with this phone. No way me can't operate with that phone where it lose all the charge and then it go back. Have faith and perseverance is all good and well. Each time somebody die, me have this problem. It's 11 years of this I'm going this last time. 11 years. So it's easier to say that have faith. The way me grew up Christian and whatever. See my father with Parkinson's, my granny and my father did a month apart. Yeah? Okay. This last time is 11 years. Yeah? And as soon as my husband did. If I was functioning, it wouldn't bother me. But imagine you not eat properly. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah? I hardly have any teeth left. But slowly and slowly, they're breaking me. Do I look like I sound like a mad somebody? No, I'm not. Well, Debbie Gilchrist there at my door. Debbie Gilchrist there at my door. You need to know my story. A person who was in tree choir. This, that, and that. I said the last place I was going to the drumming group. So what they're doing is exclude me to affect whatever. Okay. My auntie are buried tomorrow. Funeral for burn, them I go burn her. I'm supposed to be able to sell it instead at this same way she do me. Me then near the 18th the next day of my birthday. And she come in, we are higher. Me no sleep. And me decide say, alright, me I wait for her to kick the door the morning. Yeah? It's just so much faith me I go have. Yeah? Huh? It's just so much faith me I go have and people can see her in my face. So can you imagine out in a public? What she do me in here? And set up a camera so when me come inside this bar, by the time I catch I meet the two of them upstairs. Yeah? And the threat. Yeah? So me fit dead. Yeah? Yeah? You can be seen in my face. With that camera. And fuck off and your cunt and terror and you're disgusting and whatever. Everything she said me a liar. Somebody not kick me door. And me cause what happened to me. Me have money can buy food and me can eat food. What a situation? Hmm? Me have money can buy food and me can eat food. My brother turned 2009. My brother say me have 1.5 son. You want to know you have 1.5 son? You hate your son because your father never married you. Yeah? And in 2025, my brother abandoned me. He make sure say my son they don't have nothing to do with me. He had Jevan. And not me I call long upon Jevan, but he had Jevan. He must remember say he had Jevan. When me talk me truth, nobody call me again. I mean if you talk me truth. Mm-hmm. My son come here and take me money. My son come here and take me money. He have boss. Me say, Kevin, send something so me have something for say boss. My son have boss at Jamaica. Tony in a jail, pay color. Yeah? Tony in a jail, pay color. My son can't write nothing and say nothing for say this happened. If I remember, say he never chat early. If he must hear the story if he don't know it. And he have his grandson, he have his son now when I talk, but if I don't go talk, there are needs there. A man living in a woman's refuge. Joe Hooper in here. My brother then left me. And I'm sitting there, Ballis not come here and see what happened to me. And they left me. If you talk me truth now, my nephew can call me. So me done yeah. We did. You have two children. Me decide so me not having no more for with my DNA. I don't want children to come in this world to come go through when me go through. And some my son then can't treat me. He left Jamaica, come here, come take the little money we me have. Mm. No. Me auntie funeral tomorrow. Me auntie funeral tomorrow. Me should be in a joyful mood. You say and send her off instead. That's how me I live. My auntie don't need no prayer. She's dead and gone. She's already saved. My auntie don't need no prayer. She's dead. Prayer can't help my auntie. No prayer can help my auntie. But maybe prayer can help me. If somebody help me pray. No prayer can help my auntie. Nobody would have told me. And I moved in this place December 2000. And in 2025, this is what I'm going through. Nobody. Nobody. Where is God? Where there is God? Where is God? I had to find money to send for Stacy to bury my auntie. I have to find the money for Stacy to send for Stacy to bury my auntie. Whilst people are kicking door and doing what they're doing. So how could I be this bad person? There is a God. You think there is not a God who sees and knows everything, but I don't know why God wants me to suffer, so I must bear the suffering. It's a bad Lord. Take my money. How could I? No. There is a God. There is a God. There is a God. A God that loves me so much. There is a God. There is a God that will let me so. There is a God. A God. This God will take my father. There is this God that take my father and leave me. There is a God that take my father